If you don't know it, say you don't know it. In this lecture, I'd like to share an experience which taught me a valuable lesson early in my career. And I think it can help you also, or at least I hope it does. So I was a resident in internal medicine in the Netherlands. And in the Netherlands, your residency takes approximately 6 years. Well, I was in my 5th year of residency and was slowly but surely getting more and more confident as a doctor. Part of my residency rotation was also to work in the intensive care unit. And the intensive care is a special place. It is a place where different specialties come together and you can learn from each other a lot. So it's an important part of becoming a specialist, I think, especially an internal medicine specialist. So part of the rotation was also to have night shifts, to work night shifts. And at the end of the night shift, around 6:45, the professor of surgery would come to the intensive care unit to visit the patients he had operated on. And the professor would come by every morning at approximately 6:45 a.m. and ask us questions about the patients he had operated on. He was especially curious about my input, I noticed, because I wasn't a surgeon. So he often would ask questions out of curiosity that were related to internal medicine, which was, of course, my specialty. And one day, one of his patients was on dialysis, and he asked me a question about dialysis and the reversibility of kidney function in intensive care unit patients. And to answer him, I started talking and talking and talking. And in my mind, I was going to answer his question. So I started with the importance of kidneys and went on to the causes of kidney function disorders and so on and so on. And I talked and talked and talked. At some point, I don't know how long it took, he stopped me by holding my shoulder. So he held my shoulder. And mind you, this is the professor of surgery. He looked me in the eye and asked, "Do you know the answer to my question?" And I remained silent, and I think I swallowed because I realized I didn't answer his question, and more importantly, I didn't know the answer. He let go of my shoulder and said, and this touched me enormously, "Why didn't you just say, 'I don't know'?" He then went on to say something to the effect of, "The more I learn, the less I realize I know," something to that extent. The point being that there's no shame in not knowing. A person who is specialized knows how much he does not know. So he gave me the valuable advice to never, ever do this again, especially not to patients. And so to this day, one of my golden tips in medicine is from a painful experience, and that is, if you don't know it, say you don't know it. And honestly, I've tried to adhere to that ever since, and I think that has made me a better doctor.